What's up, y'all? It's Hey Jive from Homo Picks. I'm firing on legends every week. If you know MMA, prove it. Get a 50% bonus or play for free. Hit the link in the description.
Main event, August 9th, little UFC action at the Apex. Mr. Roman Dolidze, one half of that main event. Roman, how we doing, man?
Feeling good, good weather, everything's perfect.
Well, you're in Vegas right now, but before I ask about Vegas, I know back home you got a little project. I know you're building a house, so how's that going?
House is like my project for family, but I have a lot of other stuff going on. But it's a little bit hard to control from here. But every morning when I wake up, first thing I'm making some phone calls, and after I'm doing other stuff. Everything is good. Thank you.
And before I talk about you, I'm wondering, Merab with the big win, obviously. Were you guys hanging out back in Georgia together? Because I know he went to Georgia and then Baku. Were you part of that at all, or were you over
No,
here?
no. I came to America for his fight first, and I was there in New York. And after he left, I came to Vegas and started my preparation. Stayed here for Ilias fight also, and I wasn't in Georgia when Merab was there.
Did you miss out on that at all? Because I know him and Coach John Wood went over there and enjoyed
Mm.
themselves. Were you a little bummed you didn't even get to go to Azerbaijan for the card?
No, for me, for all of us, for fighters, preparation is very important part, and that's why less than 2 months before fight, and that's why I was supposed to be here.
And was this 4th of July your first 4th of July in America, or have you already seen that before?
It's a good question, Mm, I think I was one time a long time ago, like 10 years ago, probably is. Not a big deal
What
for
are your
me.
thoughts on not a big deal for you? Well, I saw you and Merab. You posted a new skit. You're walking down the neighborhood with some machetes and swords. What's up with this, man? You guys trying to scare people or make us laugh? It got me.
No,
It got me both.
no, it's all Merab's fault. It's all Merab's fault, and I was part of it, and I hope I think this is maximum what I can do in this stuff like that.
That's as far as you'll go. You're not doing the other stuff with him.
Yeah, he always push me and want me to do some other stuff, but I'm not. I have different stuff in my head.
I've talked to you a few times before. You get very locked in during fight week. So for me to see you do a skit, I was like, whoa, okay, that's not like Roman there. But so were you gonna say something?
No, nothing. I just, like, yes, because it's strange. I never do stuff like that, and that's why it was your reaction. But it's Merab, we are just different. That doesn't mean it's somebody from us is worse or something, but we're just different things in the head.
And since I'm talking about you being locked in, you got a big one coming up, main event, taking on Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. From a fan's perspective, this is the fight that needed to be made. This is the fight. How do you feel about it?
It's very good fight, stylistically interesting. I know why you are thinking it like that because of jiu-jitsu, probably.
Just
Uh,
fun all around, yeah.
Fun also, yes. I think also that we both deserve better fights, better opponents, but it is how it is. These guys try to uh, choose fights like the Reader fighting Whitaker or stuff like that. It doesn't make sense for me, and we guys who we deserve to fight top five, and none of us get top five. But also this shows that UFC will make decision who will go forward, and that's why it's important fight, big step
And I'm
for both
curious
of
because
us.
you touched on the styles, and something that stands out with Fluffy's style is his cardio, the gas tank, right? He can
Yes.
go for 5 rounds easy.
Yeah.
Do you look at that as a weapon? Is that something you're ready for? I know you have a great gas tank too.
Uh, Fluffy, this is his main thing, his cardio, and maybe he's not such a perfect grappler or good striker, but he's making you tired. Normally, he's losing first round, even in jiu-jitsu. But after he's making you tired, and he can do whatever he wants when you are tired. But I'm ready for that, and I don't think that will be surprise for me, especially after my last fight. Everybody saw that I can go even harder, fourth and fifth round. That's why I'm ready for anything what he can offer to me.
And he was asked in an interview, does he have a prediction? And he said, a lot of fighters, you say, what's your prediction? You guys say, knockout first round, big knockout submission. He said he doesn't know. He said, you're so tough and his gas tank's so good, he thinks it's going to be a 5-round war potentially. Do you agree with that?
No, I like to meet people who are not talking too much and who have a calm vision of life, and he's one of that guys. And he have some stuff what I don't like in his life, but still, we all have something strange in us.
What, are you talking about the smoking?
Yeah, because I don't I don't smoke. I never smoke, and also I'm against all. In my country where I'm from, this is considered as drug. It's different. That's why in America that's normal. For he's not doing nothing bad. But for me, how I was raised is not normal thing. But it's free country, as we say here. But he's a good guy. Don't talking too much. And of course, first of all, he have my respect, and I like to fight guys like that who don't talk much. And I can agree with him because nobody knows what can happen in fight. Let's say probably like 6 or 7 fights ago, when I was fighting Kyle Dakas, I was very big underdog, very big underdog. Everybody thought that Kyle is tough. He have good boxing, good jiu-jitsu, and nobody understand what can I do. I won that fight in 45 seconds, I think. I knock him down, and after I knock him out, and that's why nobody knows what can happen. Even we can think what we want to do, how we see the fight and stuff like that, but God have always His plans, and we need to be just ready for anything what God will send to us. And as I always say, may the best win. I will agree with it.
I love it, man. And it's a good fight. So I think we're all just excited to see what happens and hope nobody gets hurt. And you both have a great show. But I'm curious because you're talking about the division, and there's a fight right now that just got booked. We got Nassourdine Imavov and Caio
Mhm.
Borralho. Do you think the winner of that one is next for the title, and who do you think wins that?
Uh, I always like to speak like how I think, and I think that both of these guys deserve to fight for title. Even now,
Mhm.
for now, if somebody from them would be offered to fight for title, it's quite normal because they both deserve. They are good fighters. They are having good winning streak and very good fighters.
Mhm.
But for me, it's very good that they booked exactly this fight. It will be one less opponent for that title line, because if they some one of them will be out of title line, and that's plays good for me, I think, because like this to be less people in line.
Well, and a lot of people are saying maybe the winner of that one goes for the title. The loser
That's
of
was
that
good.
one.
Yes, I think they deserve, and I'm more than sure that it's a new blood for our division, and the winner of that fight definitely will get a title fight. I think so.
So does maybe the loser of that fight the winner of your fight for the next shot?
It's any. I think both of us, me or Fluffy, we just need one more fight, and after that fight to be title,
So
and
this one,
it
or
will
one
be
more after
maybe
this one.
one more after this one.
Okay.
It will be loser of that Imamov Caio fight or Adesanya or anybody else. It's just one fight of title.
And I mean, that Khamzat and DDP fight is now booked on the table. I know you've talked about them before. I actually think you told me you'd rather fight Khamzat because you think it would be harder for your legacy. Is that true? Is that still the case?
We are living in a world where social media and social pressure makes everything. Hamzat is more famous. Hamzat have more following. Hamzat is more loud, and people like watching him. This is how it works. When you are winning somebody who nobody knows, nobody cares about it, even if he's a tough guy. That's why I think if we compare, Hamzat is more known. Hamzat is bigger star, and that's why I was saying that thing. But let me say this: Duplessis is not an easy fight, even for anybody, and for Khamzat also. If Khamzat will not win in first round, but what he can do, win very fast, maybe he will have problems in later rounds.
After some technical difficulties, we got Roman Dolidze back. And Roman, I was just saying before we got disconnected, I saw a tweet earlier, and it was saying, Merab's been training MMA since he was like 8. Ilya's been training since he was a boy. Guram Kutaladze, same thing. But is it true? You were a soccer football goalkeeper until you were like 22, and then you got into MMA?
Yes, that's right. But not till 22, probably till 20.
Okay.
And 22, I started not MMA. When I went to Ukraine for education, for university, I started there doing grappling. MMA, I started when I was 28.
Whew.
At first, yes, very late. And funniest part is that 28, I started MMA, and 30 years old, I was signed with UFC
Yeah.
after 2 years, after 6 fights in MMA.
Wow. I mean, like, what made you want to go from soccer to grappling? Like, I feel like that's a big jump.
Oh, that's also a good question. It will be probably a little bit longer story, and I will tell you. After soccer was all my life when I started, and when I go to Ukraine university, in my mind, this image, like you are playing soccer. Around you, different people, they're cheering for you, they like you, they are going to your soccer match and stuff like that. And it was the feeling what I had before going to university. I thought that I will be playing there. But when I got there, I saw that the level of the team and where are they playing. I was a goalkeeper, and they were playing on asphalt. And it's
Mm,
very hard to fall down or something. And after
yeah.
that, I understand that no, this is not for me. And back then, I was watching Pride. Pride didn't exist already, but I didn't knew that because I was very new, and I was just watching Mirko Krokop, Fyodor Emelianenko, Ray Sefo, a lot of guys like this. And I found
The
out that
legends.
Fyodor Emelianenko is from Combat Sambo.
Mhm.
And I tried to find the Combat Sambo gym, and I went there, but I saw that Combat Sambo is not same as Pride, and I didn't like it much. But there was a guy, my friend, my good friend Sergei Zakharov, and he was training in the corner doing jiu-jitsu. But back then I didn't have kimono, and that's why I became a grappler
Yeah.
and not jiu-jitsu guy. And like that, I made 22 years old. I made first steps in mixed martial arts, and I started from grappling. I was a grappler probably for 6, 7 years, and I won a lot of different competitions, tournaments. I won a lot of times. I won Ukraine. A lot of after I won Europe, after I won Worlds, after I won ADC trials.
4th of July the other day. Big news. Donald Trump said the UFC is going to the White House next year. Is this really happening, and do you want on that card?
I don't know it will happen or not, but you never know with this president. Politics became these days as a TV show, and maybe it's good. It will be good thing for UFC, good thing for I think for our organization. Dana will make big steps, and I think that will happen. That will be good for all of us. And if they will offer me to fight, of course I will fight there.
And
I will.
I know you guys are buddies, but what if they say, "All right, Roman, you're fighting the American Sean Strickland at the White House. Are you down?"
Uh, Sean always helps me now, and I hope we will fight for at least for title. And I don't want to share octagon with him in this case, but nobody knows what can be in future.
Well, hey, maybe you beat up Khamzat, and then July 4th, 2026, you versus Sean for the title at the White House. I mean, that's pretty cool, right?
We will see. Time will show everything.
We will see. So, folks, as I've been saying, we have some technical difficulties today. I'm going to get Roman one more question, and then I'm going to get him out of here, and hopefully it works. And this one, you're at Extreme Couture, training with Coach Eric Nixick. Is Francis Ngannou back in the building training?
No, I didn't saw Francis there at all. When I came back, he wasn't there, and I don't know where he's.
Well, I ask because obviously, John Jones retires. Could we maybe see Tom Aspinall versus Francis Ngannou, or is that too good to be true?
I don't know. You never know in this sport what will be tomorrow. That's why I saw some news that Jones wanna go back or something. That's why this sport became more drama sport, and that's why we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Let's see.
And ladies and gentlemen, I told Roman I couldn't hear him. I still can't hear him. We're going to end the interview here. August 9th, main event, Fluffy Hernandez, Roman Dolidze. Roman, thank you for joining me, man. Appreciate you fighting through the technical difficulties. I hope the Fluffy fight's easier than that.